Do amazing with Total Wireless. Get an unlimited talk, text, and data plan for $25 per month. 1 gig at high speed, then 2G. Total Wireless. Do amazing. A month equals 30 days. Terms and conditions at totalwireless.com. We are so excited to head to Austin this weekend. Yay! And we're so excited that the Chinet brand is on board as our sponsor for that show, but also for this podcast. They are so amazing. And like us, they are warm, friendly, approachable, inviting, and they're at all of your parties. You know, you've used them at baby showers and holiday parties and cookouts, and they're just the best. And you can put as much chili on that plate as you want, and you know it's not going to snag through. And it makes it really easy. Cleanup makes it really easy. And I love that so many of their products are sustainable. So we're so excited to present to you our show in Austin, this podcast today, and partner with Chinet. They are microwave safe. They're made with at least 80% recycled materials. They're made in the USA. The Chinet crystal is real chic, and we'll be drinking our drinks out of there. They are cut resistance, cute, amazing, simple, easy. So visit mychinet.com to find out more.
Close to our heart is the belief that ladies give back and show up for others. Right now, there are over 300 million women and girls that live in period poverty across the world. And without period care, they often stop going to school and miss out on economic opportunities. So we're showing up for them. We've partnered with SALT Sustainable Period Care AB Corp with a 2% give back mission to donate period care and help fund initiatives in menstrual health. So each time you buy with LadyGang at shop.theladygang.com, you're helping give girls in need planet-saving period care, so when their periods start, their education doesn't have to stop. Plus, go to salt.com/pages/LadyGang for your own period care and get 15% off with code LadyGang.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the LadyGang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The LadyGang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week, we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse, Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the LadyGang. I'm Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight, and it is going to be a great episode.
Hold on, I'll
make
it nice. Becca's actually in like a fantastic mood.
Incredible mood over here because one of our friends and my favorite humans on the planet is here. But before we get to that, it's time for...
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
I'll kick it off.
Okay.
So I was given the task this week by the taskmaster Kelty Knight to send a deck to someone. And, you know, we pitch ourselves all the time. We're used to like, hey, we're the LadyGang. You want to collab? We're the LadyGang. Want to collab?
We're so cool.
Here's our deck.
God.
Here's our deck.
Oh God. Oh God.
And so for the first time in my whole life, I actually read the deck instead of like just glancing at it, making sure it's just beautiful because it always is.
Oh no.
And, I look at the bios and I realize that Kelty, Jack, and myself have each of us our own bio.
Oh, God.
And in Kelty's and Jack's, it lists New York Times bestselling author. In Becca Tobin's, it does not.
Well, you should have written your bio and included it.
You know what? I know exactly why, though.
Why?
Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
You had too many things. I made the executive decision to take it out because I wanted to mention Glee, Turner and Hooch, movies, all your other things.
Okay.
You had too many credits and you only got a space. Jack and I have accomplished less. So we could use a whole sentence of New York Times bestseller.
Did she have New York Times bestselling author in the bio?
Originally, yes. And we had to cut down for space. And so... Yeah, but you had too many other things. I can take something else out if you want.
No, it's fine.
I could have written, you know what? This is my fault. I could have written you both and said, hey guys, you only get 3 lines. Which lines would you prefer? But I made the executive decision that Becca has enough good shit in her life that it wouldn't matter, you know?
Yeah, I don't have many, I don't have many accomplishments of like.
Your accomplishments are much harder to put in one sentence.
Yes. They're ideas. rather than,
it's a whole vibe
of ideas.
It's a vibe check.
They're more like an abstract.
She's like
it's a
feeling. It's a way of being.
It's a way of life.
Jack Vanek is a vibe. And like, you don't know how to like, it's not like she was then on.
It's not tangible.
It's not tangible. And like, it's also like weird and people don't really understand it. So it's hard to make sound impressive.
Like Katy Perry's top 8 or whatever the fuck that is on MySpace.
And I need to start doing that.
You should. It's funny.
Yeah.
When the internet went out, when Instagram went out the other day, and then like, I think there was an SNL skit where Pete was Tom from MySpace.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He's like,
I didn't see it,
didn't you? And they're like, we could barely get the web pages to load. It was amazing.
Well, MySpace was the last frontier of good social media. Then it all just crashed.
So, anyway, Beck, I'm super sorry about your
success.
All your success.
Thank you so much. Okay. Well, it just is like an extra knife in the chest, just because that book sucked the life out of me, and so then I didn't even get like the right credit for it.
Maybe it was for your own good though, just so you didn't have to like
trying to keep you humble. I didn't want anyone to ask you about it and be like, wow, you're a New York Times bestselling author. And you'd be like,
talk about it.
Book. You know what I mean? I was trying to keep it positive about things that you were like, Babs, the dog.
Cool. Okay, so my good week is very short. We were going to the music festival a couple weekends ago here in Austin, ACL. We love it. And our friend Tim, I don't think I'm going to say his last name because I don't want to get him in any trouble, but he's like kind of a big wig with the festivals. And he's just this guy we've known forever from Atlanta. He's wonderful. So we're on our way to the festival and we're kind of talking about how girls have been dressing at these festivals and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, my favorite thing is when I look at somebody that's wearing a hoop earring, it's the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. And that's like his new favorite saying. And so he's like, start taking stock, like the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. So listen, don't take it too personally. We're all hoes sometimes and we're all ladies sometimes. It's lady in the street, hoe in the street. What is it? Lady in the street, freak in the sheets.
Yes.
Okay. So, but I just thought it was so funny. So now every time I see a girl in a hoop, I'm measuring the hoop and I'm measuring the hoe.
Damn.
You're welcome.
I have a very small hoop in right now.
Me too.
Well, maybe because I'm like a refined hoe.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to be a hoe anymore.
You're like, I used to be a hoe, but they're in the jewelry box. Now I have
Speaking of, I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but I need advice.
Okay.
So there's this girl who I know for a fact kissed my boyfriend back in the day. Like she definitely was like a hoe.
Like kissed him while you were dating him?
Kissed him while I was dating him.
Okay.
Takes two to tango. Yep.
Yeah, of course. But she recently got married and I really, and a mutual friend posted a picture from their wedding. And it was really hard for me not to write, I guess anyone can make a hoe a housewife.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Did I not?
No.
Becca Tobin, we have enough enemies.
But like, I hate her. I hate her so fucking much. It's just
there are worse things to do.
What age?
That's not even. Yeah. When was
what
it?
Age and what
in my early 20s.
No, was anybody faithful in their early 20s?
But like, I
still hate someone that kissed my boyfriend in the early 20s.
I've never kissed someone's boyfriend. So I just feel like it's trifling.
Jack, Big Hoop Vanek, have you?
Friendly. She was friendly with me, but she was friendly with me too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's a friend,
wasn't a stranger.
Yeah, that's sketch. Not worth the comment.
Not worth the comment. Damn it. Okay, sorry. All right, you keep me in line. Who's next?
Wow,
I'll go. My good week is a very simple good week. Seinfeld is on Netflix for all to watch, and I've started from the beginning. I think Jared and I tried to start from the beginning, but we're really doing it.
I'm doing it too.
Are you?
Did you notice in the pilot that you know how during Seinfeld they cut back and forth to Jerry's sex?
Yeah.
So in the pilot, to set that up, that's what they're doing, George says something like, come on, we're going to be late for your show. And then the scene cuts out and it's him on stage. It's like the funniest thing to me because they never, ever, ever did it again.
No.
But it was I was like, did they think the audience wasn't going to understand that that's what they were doing?
That is amazing. I didn't pick up on that at all.
Go watch it. It's so good.
Oh my God. It's so good. And you know what? Seinfeld from episode 1 fucking brings it.
Yep.
It's not like one of those shows that took a while to like get funny or to like start packing on the jokes, like incredible from the very beginning. So if anybody out there hasn't watched Seinfeld, this is your time.
Yeah.
My dad was even commenting on Seinfeld, like at dinner the other night. I don't know how we freaking got on the topic of conversation. Well, because we were watching something else and George Costanza,
Jason Alexander,
he was in it. And he was like, oh, it's George Costanza. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you know who was great? And I was like, who, Dad? And he goes, Cosmo Kramer. Great character.
Great character.
Thanks,
George
Dad.
Costanza was kind of the only character that started out exactly who he was.
Yeah.
Like he was really George from the beginning, where everybody else's isms kind of came later. He really was strong. I really appreciate it.
Because George
character.
was Larry, and Larry's strong from the beginning. But it is funny because I noticed Kramer's first time that he enters Jerry's apartment, he just kind of like opens the door and walks in. So it took him a while to do the slide, which I love. So excited. Okay. My bad week is I have like some kind of an ingrown hair, underground pimple turning into a boil situation on the side of my hip. Now, I didn't even think that hair grew there to become an ingrown hair, but I am in massive pain and I can't wear underwear because it like rubs up against it and I don't know what to do.
Can you tell me,
can we see it?
Where on your hip, the side of your hip, like where your hip bone is?
You can see it.
It's like where your hip bone is.
It's
okay.
Right here.
Oh, wow.
Did you do a hot compress?
No, but I've tried to pop it and it's
Step
gotten
one
infected.
is Step one is a hot compress, bitch.
Also, are you in a thong and a sweatshirt?
Yes, because I can't put a pant on because of my ingrown hair cyst.
Jack can't wear a pant at her best days.
Yeah.
We're podcasting. Nobody sees the bottom of me. That is the point of Zoom, is because you don't have to wear pants.
I can't think of any more uncomfortable vibe.
Just like a chill thong. Like I would have put a boy short on, you crazy bitch.
I wear thongs during the day and then the boy shirts at night. I don't know. This is my
clearly
country.
You're in your daytime look, so you needed your daytime thong.
Needed a daytime thong.
My daytime look.
Oh my God. Okay. I have a good week for Jack.
Oh.
So we've been talking for months about Pillowgate, whether you can travel with a pillow or not. And then we found the Gucci holster for the pillow. Yeah. And then every time I'm on an airplane, I'm not looking around for the other pillow people. And I'm like, are they as pathetic as they think they are? Yes, no, that girl actually looks cute. Anyway, and I'm looking at people and like how they bring their pillows, what they're covered in. Do they have, anyway. So this morning on Instagram, I was searching through the reels, seeing what comes up on my For You page, as one does in bed at 7:00 in the morning.
Right.
And a woman was like, also, I know you're a crazy overpacker because your suitcase was so full when we went to Fashion Week that
80 pounds.
We were given one pair of pants and two jackets, and I had to take Jack's shit home because she couldn't even fit one more pair of pants in her suitcase.
No.
So, crazy hack I saw on Instagram this morning. You take what would be the pillow.
Okay.
Fill it full of folded clothes, t-shirts, sweaters, whatever. Put a pillowcase on it. It flies free.
But
wait, what?
This is.
You take a pillowcase.
Yes.
Like it's Halloween. You fill it with clothes and then you carry it on under your arm and say it's a pillow, but it's actually filled with clothes.
But then that misses the point because the pillow's not in there. It's just the pillowcase.
Are you talking about?
I know what Kelty's talking about. And it's if you're an overpacker, you can fill the pillow with, because they don't count a pillow as a carry-on.
Right.
I'm sorry. You cannot. That is a dirtbag move. That is not okay.
I won't be doing it's okay or not okay. I'm just saying if Jack needs to bring one pant and two jackets home from New York, instead of shoving them in Kelty's thing, it could be a pillow.
Again, where am I putting the pillow?
Yeah.
Listen, I did
you not to bring your own pillow is what I'm asking you.
No, listen, I have been packing my pillow. It smushes down pretty well, even in a carry-on bag. But I bought a pillowcase protector to protect my pillowcase from getting dirty in the suitcase. I still need this. It needs to be like fleshed out a little bit, this idea, but we're on the right track.
I think it just means packing less. There's really no other, guys. There's no other option.
I've never met someone that had such a big suitcase and yet nothing to wear.
Nothing to wear.
Incredible. So many things, but yet not a dress shoe to be seen. Anyway, okay. Here's my bad week.
I was on tour. I didn't think we're going to Fashion Week.
Good defense.
Good defense. Okay. I had the most incredible bad week. So I'm walking down the street and I'm not super dressed up. I was wearing like a jean, a sneaker. I was shopping. So I was like kind of, I'm not in my daytime thong and sweatshirt, but I wasn't in like leggings or like not trying to be cute. Like I was like mildly cute. Mm-hmm. And there's two guys, and I know that it is very unfeminist for me to say this, but as a woman on the verge of turning 40, I'm looking for a cat call. I'm looking for a stranger to think I'm sexual. I know you're not supposed to say that. I'm just like,
yeah, you can. Being a feminist is saying what you want to say and people not judging you for it.
Okay.
And as long as it's not a shitty thing to say, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking for someone to like whistle at me. Because I'm so hard up for compliments.
Yes.
So I'm walking towards these guys and they're like, they didn't whistle at me, but they talked about me as I came up to them. And they're like, ooh, yeah, good vibe in the front. And I was like, yeah. I was feeling it as I was walking to them. And I walked past them and I saw them turn their faces and check me out going back. And they goes, ooh, not sure about the back.
Oh my God.
Wow, they said it out loud.
Well, you don't have a rear end.
I have a very flat buttocks.
You're just a skinny person. I think that they were probably just hoping you might have some sort of
like a secret butt.
No, I don't have a gadunk. And I'm like, it's just crazy to me how cool it is to have a big bum now. And like, I don't have a big bum. I have a very flat bum. Anyway.
Can we talk about, speaking of bums, Kim Kardashian on SNL with her proportions? Like,
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And I kept thinking all these outfits she was wearing, it must have been thousands of dollars in alterations
custom.
For all of her.
They were all custom.
There's no way that none of their, like all of their clothes have to be custom made.
They have to. Her waist is like so small. Yeah. And then she got that booty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it's interesting.
Looks amazing.
She looked amazing. And she was really funny, you guys. I thought she was really funny.
I watched her opening.
The Bachelor segment was hilarious.
Her OJ joke was real.
Oh, she went
real.
There.
But also, listen, I think it's great she was on there. I am not going to be one of those haters, but the reason she's funny is because the writers of SNL are fucking funny and she trusted them.
Yeah, she just did what they said.
She was a good sport and just did what they said. But yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due.
No, absolutely.
Her body looks insane. She's very small in real life. What's crazy about it is that like she looks like she's tall with a massive ass, but the ass is not actually that big.
Isn't she like 5'2" or something?
She's like 5'1" and a half. I think
she's 5'3".
She's little. And then she just happens to have like a pretty big bum for her size. So it just looks massive, but she's like such a small little person.
She has like tall girl energy.
She's 5'2".
Yeah.
Teeny.
Okay.
All right. Cool. When we come back, Dorinda aerobics.
You know, if you've been listening to the Lady Gang, you know that we don't shy away from talking about sex on this show. So I am here today to talk to you about porn. Yep, porn. There's an ethical porn revolution happening right now, and it's happening on Bellesa. Introducing Bellesa Plus, the Netflix of porn. And people want better porn, and people want ethical porn, and Bellesa wants you to have both. And right now, Bellesa is letting listeners of the show choose what they want to pay for it. No catch. Just head to bplus.co/LadyGang and enjoy unlimited access and ad-free ethical porn at your own price. So I love Bellesa so much because they're women owned, they're women directed, and women run. Content on Bellesa focuses on real connection and emphasizes genuine female pleasure. That means no fake orgasm and no messed up ads. So Bellesa is out here changing the entire porn industry. So feel good about supporting great ethically made porn. Just head to bplus.co/LadyGang, choose what you want to pay, and enjoy Bellesa's porn, erotica, and sex ed guilt free. That's bplus.co/LadyGang.
This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Travis Matthew. It's time to shop for the men in your life for the holiday season. Is it your father-in-law? Is it your father? Is it your brother? Is it your uncle? Is it your lover? Is it your son? Well, Travis Matthew is the perfect apparel for him. Sometimes it's tough to find a gift for the guys for the holidays, and that's why Travis Matthew has this entire gift guide where you can browse gifts for him by price point or through curated collections tailored to interest and personality. They've got button-ups, polos, ultra soft loungewear, shoes, accessories, accessories, gear for golfers, and so much more. It's a one-stop shop for all the men in your life. And right now, I want to tell you about the perfect polo. What if you could find him the one polo that does it all? Crafted for effortless style and sophisticated simplicity, the Zinna from TravisMathew is that perfect polo. Versatile for work or for play, TravisMathew's perfect polo delivers everything he needs, no matter the occasion. Visit a TravisMathew retail store or make your way to travismathew.com/podcast and take 20% off your TravisMathew order when you use the code LADY20 at checkout. That's 20% off your entire order at travismathew.com/podcast when you use the code LADY20 at TravisMathew.com/podcast. Go get your polo.
So the other day I went to put on a blouse and I didn't have my Third Love bra. And you know what? The blouse was so cute. It was also not a cheap blouse, but it didn't look good because I didn't have the right bra. And the right bra is always a Third Love bra. We know this, people. We know it. I love their bras. My personal favorite is their t-shirt bra. It's so comfy. It's so seamless. It's just a bad bra can ruin your day. It's uncomfortable. It can also ruin an outfit. So go over there. They also have underwear, loungewear, activewear in sizes extra small through 3X and their exclusive half cup sizes. We love them. And their fit experts are there to help you find the perfect fit for your body and what your body needs. And this is the best part. They are the largest donor of undergarments in the U.S., partnering with organizations across the U.S. They've donated over $40 million worth of bras to people in need. We love them. We love them. So feeling is believing. Upgrade to everyday pieces that love your body as much as you do. Right now, you can get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/LadyGang. 20% off at thirdlove.com/LadyGang.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
Our guest today is back with the Lady Gang to make it nice. This is the woman who wore black thigh-high latex boots to her book launch and called Berdorf's her therapy. She's recently been featured in Vogue and the New York Times.
Twice.
Vogue twice.
Oh, shit.
But that is not surprising because prior to becoming a TV legend, she created cashmere dolling for Princess Diana and Joan Collins. And when she's not entertaining us during our Obey Aerobics class, she's entertaining everyone at Blue Stone Matter. And we mean
Bluestone.
I know. That's what I said.
Blue Store.
Blue Stone Manor. I mean everyone. And we have her now hosting the All Former Housewives All Stars Season 2. I'm so excited. Please welcome back to the podcast the woman who made us famous by wearing our Lady Gang jean jacket on Housewives on TV. We've never felt more seen or gotten more DMs. Dorinda Medley. Wow.
That is still one of the most vetted jackets in my closet. I think Hannah Lynch tried to covet it at one point, but it came right back to me.
Right.
Every time I wore that jacket, someone would stop me.
We need to make more, I guess.
And they started to you should.
Yeah.
They would do things like, oh my God, is that your new brand? I'm like, can I be part of your Lady Gang? I'm like, well, wait a second. I don't know if I could rip this off, but
You could.
We wouldn't even be mad. We'd be like,
nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have no money for legal counsel. Take it away, Dorinda.
Okay, so first of all, I do want to talk about the book launch and the latex boots.
Okay.
You're such a bad bitch.
Really?
I love you because it's like, you know, Kim Kardashian was on SNL this weekend and she had 9 outfits just to arrive to the place. And I was like, you know what? Thank you for overdressing. It gives me excitement to my life. The fact that you are who you are and you're like, I'm going to wear a thigh-high latex boot means I can wear a thigh-high latex boot, right?
Absolutely. But I always say in dressing, first of all, it's my go-to all the time. You should wear the clothes should never wear you. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to wear something very maybe risky, like those Louboutin boots. I bought those years ago and I only wear them about twice a year and I'll never get rid of them. Like I'll be in the nursing home with those suckers on. Okay. But you have to choose that one thing and then you have to sort of carefully dress around it. Like I don't dress in full outfits. Like that was the first thing I thought. I'm going to wear that boot. Now, how do I build on it so I don't look like a tramp? So it looks like Dorinda still. So people are sort of a little bit like, what? But then you see the beautiful Fendi top, which was very conservative.
Oh, yeah.
So behind the podium, I look very academic, very like a writer. But then when you step out to the after party, right, then you're kind of sexy and you got it going on. See?
Is this just an innate ability that you have? Because you have such a specific sense of style that not everyone can pull off.
I agree.
It's just so you and it's so chic. Like you've always had this?
I've always loved fashion. I've been fascinated with fashion. I'm fascinated with color. And it's so funny. It doesn't just translate to my clothes. It translates, like if you ever came to Bluestone Manor, I'm fearless with colors. And I also love for people to, I have a very busy mind, a very colorful mind. I dream in color. And I want people to come into my life and meet me or be in my home and say, I get it. This is like you. Like when you see me, it's so funny because my Luke Henderson, who's also my makeup artist, he worked on Ladies of London for years, and he worked with Caroline Stanbury, who's much more risky in her dressing and sexy. So when he first started to work with me, he said, Darlene, why don't you take a risk and wear something a little bit more, adventurous? I said, well, I'll try. Do you know? It literally didn't work because I have a look. It works for me, and I have variations on it. But pretty much, I have even when I did the reunions, I never tried to wear all these crazy ponytails, and it just was like, this is me, okay?
Yep.
I feel comfortable in my clothes.
So the book, Make It Nice. First of all, congratulations on this. And then I guess the pressure of writing your life story so far. There's going to be more books, I know that. But did you feel a lot of pressure you've had so many ups and downs. Did you feel the pressure to share it all?
It's so funny. Everybody asks me that question, because I guess for a lot of people, well, you guys know, I think one of the things that helped me a lot in being on reality TV is sometimes I was good, sometimes I was terrible, but I was always authentic. Okay. And I was like, oops, you know what I mean? Sorry. So, and I feel like for the book, for me, it was really, there was very little fear in writing it. And because I believe in life, and I believe life is messy. And I think people that tell you that life isn't messy are just lying. It's just like those idiots we have in our life. They're like, oh my God, I have so much sex with my husband. I'm like, they're getting divorced. Okay.
Oh yeah. They're overcompensating for something.
Yes. And I felt honored to tell my story. I felt honored. I felt really happy to help people follow the breadcrumbs. So, because, you get a lot of times, and listen, I have nothing bad to say about Bravo. It gave me a beautiful platform. It was a real healing period for me to sort of move away from life as a mother and a wife and a widow, and sort of just be really focused on me and be whoever I wanted to be, which I thought was very freeing for me. But I also wanted people to be able to follow the breadcrumbs a bit, because I wasn't made from Bravo. Okay. And I think people sort of just think you started when you started Bravo and you end when Bravo ends. I had a whole life, that was the frosting, and I wanted to show people the cake, you know what I mean? And let people know, like I say in the book, it was one patch in a lifetime quilt. And I wasn't afraid to tell about the quilt. You listen, just like I say, just like a quilt. Some patches are beautiful, some patches ain't so beautiful. But collectively, you love the quilt.
I love this, and I was wondering if what that thing that you wrote about that has been sent back to you. I think with every great book, like there's always those moments where I'm like screenshotting, I'm like, look what's in the book, look what's in the book. What have fans like really resonated?
It's been different there's actually been a couple of things. I think people really now understand me not as a housewife, but they're like, oh, now I get it. Now I didn't realize you lived in so many countries. I didn't realize, I think the thing that was really interesting is I don't think people thought I grew up such an ethnic small town girl, right? Because they want to make you out to be this glamorous, New York. And that always amazed me when I was first on TV. People are like, well, what cares do you have? You're rich, you're this. I'm like, well, I was really poor for a long time. Like this just didn't happen. So I wanted people to know that I was not just handed stuff. Like I worked really hard as a woman, and I had so many great successes, so many great experiences, but really a lot of times where I was like, this is hard. And it might be easier just to go home and be that girl. That was the choice. I mean, I was, as my mother said, oh, even if you stayed in Great Barrington, you would have married the local lawyer, which is probably true. So I was always better.
Gotta get the best.
I'll try to elevate. but it just wasn't enough for me. Like I wanted to really, I have sort of an Icarus complex. I like to fly very close to the sun. In a sense, it's my biggest downfall. I fly, I'm happy, I'm doing great. And then I get a little too close and then I burn and I go back to the ground and I heal. I get good. I'm like, I flap my wings and then I go up. I'm like, woo! And then I get good.
It's
Honestly,
your cycle.
No, this makes so much sense. Like to me, I'm feeling seen right now because I feel like I'm the same where I'm like, I know the lesson, like don't get so close, but I can't help myself. And then I just
have fun. And every time you get close, even after it's done and you've got the singed wings, you're like, kind of fun for a second. And then you learn something new about yourself. Maybe there were things that failed, but then there was something little that succeeded where you're like, your eyes get a little more wide open with each journey you partake in, each little mistake you make. And I think the key because I talked about this with my daughter, because I just think young people are so hard on themselves now. I think they have so much pressure to succeed and they don't have any sense of time. Like if you're not successful by 30, everybody's a mess. You got to have billions of followers and relevance and this and that. And it's just not real. I don't think I really even came alive until I had my until after I had Hannah. Like I was just sort of like figuring it out. And my 30s, late 30s and early 40s is when I really got settled with myself, because there's that 20s and 30s as a young person. It was unsettling for me. And I think it's even more unsettling for young people now because the pressure is huge. The right and wrongs are so much bigger. And then it's all recorded. Like I could make a mistake on a weekend when I was 24. No one knew about it. I just went to work on your boss would say, how was your weekend? Great. Everything's great. I'm great. Life's great.
You're like, I haven't been to bed yet, but I'm great.
But who would know? Right?
I saw the funniest meme this weekend on Instagram and it said like, all these girls can dress like Gen Z can dress like they're growing up in the 90s, but they'll never enjoy that feeling of like leaving home at 7:00 and like your parents have no way to get in touch with you until you come home at 11 p.m. Like there were no cell phones. Like there was no recording. You had like maybe one camera if you had the money to get it developed at Walmart on the weekend. Like there was no video of me. There's literally no video.
It wasn't even Walmart to have it done. You had to go to like a local place where they charge you $30, and then half the pictures were shit.
Terrible. Like no,
the good old days.
Amazing. So the Dorindisms are world renowned, and I want to know like if you had a couple that you could share with us that are like the top favorite, like could be on the what's it called, like in the cemetery,
on your tombstone.
I said to Hannah, if I hear "make it nice" one more time, you make it nice. I said, I just want you to know on my gravestone, I want you to put, "You made it. She made it nice."
Ooh. That's amazing.
Do you have a life motto?
Yeah. And I don't think "make it nice" is about always making things pretty and things. It's more about a sentiment. It's about do your best. Keep moving forward. Follow your intuition. I think for me as a woman, sometimes as a younger person, I didn't follow that voice inside of me. And how many of us have come out of a bad situation and said, I knew it. I knew that wasn't, and don't, be open to other people's opinions, but listen to yourself the most, because we know what's good for ourselves, health-wise, spiritually-wise, physically-wise, opportunity-wise. We know. And don't be afraid to say no. My mother used to say to me all the time, you don't have to be worried. You never have to worry about insulting someone because I'll take the blame for it. And as an older person, and that was because she was always convinced we were going to get kidnapped. So if someone said, come over here, and I didn't want to go over there, she's like,
my God,
you say no and you just say whatever you want. I'll take the blame for it. So, but I kind of applied it to my later life. And it wasn't until sort of my 40s where no is not a bad word. It just means sometimes that you're not up for it. You're not going to be your best self. And doesn't serve you.
Right.
That's okay to say that. That doesn't serve me. I decided after COVID, which, and being in quarantine, and spending such a lot of time up here and with my family. And I just don't have tolerance anymore for bullshit. I have really skimmed down my friends' list. I was much more tolerant before COVID. Like I would make excuses like this. Well, I know she can be a bad person, but she does have some good qualities. Now I'm like, no, we're not of like mind.
Right. Yeah.
And I want to spend my time creating and growing and building my brand. And whatever time left I have, I want to be with my family or be with my few friends.
I feel like a lot of people during COVID had that same sentiment where it's like, cut the bullshit. And also just saying yes to things that you didn't want to say yes to. I think it's been like a collective thing.
I know this happened even with Fashion Week. It was like because I'd been in Vogue and because twice.
Nope. NBD. Yes. By the way, the photos, like everything about it is just chic shit only. Like, congratulations to you. It's such a big deal.
Oh, thank you.
Because Vogue is snobby. They pretend like they don't watch reality television or want to be in that world. And I'm like, all you little editors know that you go home.
I work with this girl, Liliana, who's like amazing. She's so cool. She's so young. And I was sitting with her at Berdorf's after we did the shoot. And I'm like, what? Like, why me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get it. She's like, well, because you just have a style that just seems to be, something everybody can relate to, young and old.
Yeah. I have a question. I don't know how you feel about talking about Housewives, but it fucking sucks this year, New York.
I will say this. First of all, any girl that's a housewife, they have to understand it is a hard job. So they're all very brave to do it. It's fun for you guys to watch, but it is intense to do.
I can't imagine.
Oh my God. Give a hands up for anyone that tries to be on the show or is on the show, not try. Yeah. There was COVID. New York City isn't our extra character. When you take out the character like New York City, we live and breathe and do. If you look at the past scenes of us in New York City, it is like an extra character. So just take out that lady. But I also think I wasn't there. No, I'm kidding.
I was just going to say another lady was missing.
Yeah, we had two ladies missing.
True. It's true. We had ladies missing and we felt it. New York City, one of them.
And Dorinda.
I think it was, I just think, there seems to be, and it's not me saying negative or positive, there seems to be a change in all these reality TV shows. Something shifted. And I think that's why there's a lot of these spinoffs now and mashups and, maybe we all changed during COVID. Maybe what was once, and I don't really think if I was on, to tell you the truth, it would have moved the needle that much. I think it was just a tough year.
Yeah.
Everyone's mentality changed.
Yeah.
I mean, even me, I still watch. I mean, I've been obsessed with Beverly Hills, but I'm even sort of like, I don't really want to watch this stuff anymore a little bit as much. Like I used to be a big watcher, New Jersey, blah, 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 So there maybe is just a little shifting going on. And maybe they need to, really change it up in New York. Maybe it's time. I don't know. I don't talk to them about it because I decided when they put me on pause, I was just like, I don't want to be one of these housewives that talk about it obsessively, go on podcasts. I literally never spoke of it. I want to just go back and try to use the platform to my advantage and grow it.
Right.
So then how did All Stars come about?
How do you know about All Stars, girl?
It's all over the news and Instagram.
Oh, are we not supposed to know?
Are we not supposed to know?
That's what they say. Yes. You're not. Listen.
Oh, okay.
You know what I think?
I'll tell you what I know.
I think that Bluestone Manor is iconic. I think she's a character in itself. I think she's sort of an urban myth. And I think it's so funny because whenever I film sometimes in the Blue Room or do a cameo in the Blue Room, people are like, oh my God, are you a Bluestone Manor? It's almost like Disneyland now. They don't think it's real. So, and I think, some of our greatest episodes were done at Bluestone Manor, dare I say.
Yeah. Those dinner parties. I mean,
those dinner parties. And also too was interesting because the audience didn't really see all of Bluestone Manor. You guys just saw a very small part of it. So I think there was a beautiful opportunity to be reminiscent, bring the audience back to what they know, with the feel good factor. And also, kind of bring the old school up again.
I mean, the old school, the icons. I said icons.
Icons.
This is how iconic this is. We're not even allowed to know about it, and yet we know about it. There's tons of like memes and stuff already on Instagram. And then you guys are already making news for what you shot for a show that we're not supposed to know exists. Yeah. Because there's already headlines about beefs and fights and already out there, and we're not even supposed to know.
Let me just tell you this. I went into saying I am such a changed person. I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be very quiet and really understanding and not, just be my new calm self. Of course, by a certain amount of it, and old Dorinda came right back. I was like, that's not well, bitch. Okay. Back then. So I just can't help myself. My daughter said, I am like a bird with a worm. They just have to dangle it over.
Just throw you back in there.
But you know what? We don't want new Dorinda. Okay. We want Dorinda, the real Dorinda. And that's who she is.
When that period ended, whatever we did at Bluestone Manor, I went to my mother's house and I sat at her kitchen table. I'm like, my life is over.
I love that because we're all a little Dorinda trying to be the best version of our Dorinda. And sometimes we fall back into old patterns. It's very relatable.
It is relatable.
I feel seen. Okay.
Wow. It's colorful. We're not going to let you down. That's for sure.
No, colorful. I know. And that's why I'm saying to Becca, if New York is kind of end of the season, we have something great coming. And so we're just like, it's okay. I'll just hold on.
Listen, I don't think they can ever get rid of all the good old school girls because even if they got a whole new lot, they got to always have them sort of check in because there's nothing like the old school, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Amen.
Okay. Before we go to Ask the Lady Gang, I do want to ask you, because you said you're watching, thoughts on Beverly Hills.
Riveting, and it's heartbreaking because you watch it like a show, but then you realize it's not just a reality show; it's reality.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, it's just you just feel like you watch it and you're like, oh my God, how does this end? Where are we going with this? So what a season! I heard they're already starting to film again. It's so good. They're filming already.
I would like to see.
But I got to tell you what's incredible about that cast. I was reading something, or Hannah was reading something to me because she's does Greek philosophy about this idea of how you have to work as an army, as a team. Back then it was going to war, and how a war is just one piece with many legs. And if anybody works individually, then the piece doesn't work. So you have to sometimes take the fall for your colleague because it's for the bigger whole. And I thought, that's what sometimes is missing Housewives when they don't. You feel like those girls are a team. You feel like those girls are out to make a good show. Mm-hmm. You believe that they're friends in real life. You just you feel like they are in it all the time. That's a strong cast.
It is. You're right. They all kind of have the same motivation, and it is to make a good show.
Yes,
you can feel it. Yeah.
There's not all these individuals.
Right.
And that, I think it makes it harder, not only for the group because you don't have a trust with each other, but also for the audience. Because let's face it, the best scenes are when the group's together and they all kind of are melding together.
Yeah.
I just think it's insane that, I think it's insane that Erica would continue filming. Obviously she has to make money, I guess. I just think it's so crazy. If I was going through that, I'd be like, I'm not going on TV. What if she says?
No, you just never, it's we never know. If I've learned anything about after Richard died, I don't want to, until you walk in those shoes, who knows? Maybe it's the only way she's staying sane.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
That's true.
Otherwise, what's the alternative? She sits in her house just waiting.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so true.
That couch. Yeah, you're right. Right.
It's you crave familiarity too. And that's her family.
And you occupy your day. What are you going to do? Sit in your house all day, worry, drink, go crazy? At least she can get up and be,
keeps her busy.
There's so much to be said, even in bad times, about having purpose.
Mm.
After Richard passed, I was kind of doing that woe is me thing. And my mother was like, get up every day, wash your face and take a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting around this house is not doing anybody any good. And she's right. You got to get up every day and have purpose. In good times and bad times, it's really, it's true that idle hands are for the devil. They really are. I'm terrible with idle hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the Dorinda-isms coming out. Like, I've just learned. I feel like every time we sit with you, I get smarter and better. I love it.
Same.
There's been like 15 metaphors that I'm like, I'm going to write these all down.
I'm literally like taking notes. When we come back, Dorinda's going to fix your life.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Everlane. So it is that time of the year that I am bringing all of my cozy clothes to the front and center of my closet. And I am so excited of all of my new Everlane goodies and especially their core cashmere collection. So never out of style, Everlane's take on this cold weather staple is as durable as it is timeless. And Everlane uses grade A cashmere sourced from Inner Mongolia. And to create durable sweaters that pill less and get softer each time you wear them, they only use the longest and finest fibers. And Everlane's still using grade A cashmere. Meanwhile, their other competitors are downgrading to grade B cashmere, which pills more and is less soft. So my favorite out of their cashmere collection is their Cashmere Polo. It is so cute and comes in these amazing colors. I love the canvas color. It can go with pretty much everything. So go to everlane.com/LadyGang to sign up for 10% off your first order plus free shipping and get easy returns within 30 days of your ship date. That's 10% off your first order when you go to everlane.com/LadyGang and sign up.
Do amazing with Total Wireless, because when you move to Total Wireless, you can get an unlimited plan with incredible devices. Now with 5G available in 2,700 plus cities, capable device and SIM required. Get our best deal ever with an unlimited talk, text, and data plan for $25 per month per line for 4 lines with 100 gigs of shared high-speed data, then 2G, which can save you up to $80 each month when compared to comparable 4-line postpaid plans from the leading carrier. All of this on the network more Americans depend on. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. Visit totalwireless.com/coverage/check for more detailed coverage info. Plus, when you move to Total Wireless, you can get the latest devices like the newest smartphones and even hotspots to keep you connected to what matters the most, all with no contract. Discover us at totalwireless.com today. Total Wireless, do amazing. A month equals 30 days. A 30-day cycle for shared family data plans begins on the day of the first line or device is activated. Any lines or devices activated later in the first 30-day cycle will receive only the number of days remaining in that cycle. Savings claim excludes taxes, fees, auto-pay discounts, and limited time pricing. Source competitor websites, April 2021.
Okay, ladies, can't remember the last time you wanted sex? Oh, you've got kids in the car? Oh, we'll call it ice cream. Listen, I scream, you scream, but maybe not for ice cream. Oops. If your desire for ice cream feels, well, like a rocky road, you're not alone. Millions of women have felt their libido melting away because of a medical condition known as hypoactive sexual desire disorder, or HSDD. But unlike brain freeze, HSDD can be treated. Maybe it's time to change the flavor of the day from not in the mood to libido renewed. So whether you're into plain vanilla or the queen of whipped cream, down to cone, or deciding between the big or little spoon, it's time to scream for ice cream again. Visit screamforicecreamagain.com to learn more. That's screamforicecreamagain.com.
Hey, ladies! Get funky. Ask the Lady Gang.
All right, so we are back. I think that you've done Ask Lady Gang with us before, but to remind you, we have our listeners writing questions about life, love, and everything in between, and we try to give them some good advice. Sometimes it's terrible, but we try our best. Our first question comes from Angie. She says, I'm a happily divorced, sexy, good-looking 50-year-old gal. There are some good-looking men in town, and because I'm premenopausal, I'm like a horny teenage boy. I want some hookups with these younger, sexy-ass men I see around town, but I don't...
Is this for me or for Ramona Singer? Because wait. Is this a question for Dorinda Medley or Ramona Singer? Because
very Ramona. She says she doesn't know how to start a convo. Does anybody know of any good icebreakers to start talking to these sexy fellas?
Ooh.
That's just, don't you have something about a recipe or they are decorating for Christmas?
Decorating for Christmas.
You do have a very good second question.
You know what I think is a great icebreaker? A big smile, like a good stare and a big smile, and then figure out a way to do a walk by.
Yes,
I love a walk by.
I always loved a good. You make a little sexy eye contact, and she's obviously confident. So make some eye contact. And
Ramona's
then
an expert at it. I mean, it's more than eye contact. There's all kinds. I mean, she's an expert at it. I'm less good because I'm always so in my own mind, but I think good eye. It just happened to me in the Bahamas. I was sitting and I was like, God, that guy's cute. And when they looked up, my instinct was to look away, but I just smiled and sort of and it was funny because it kind of started up a conversation. He was married, but that's okay. Conversation didn't go very far, but.
Hey, male attention is male attention.
You know what I mean?
That's all you need.
He was looking, honey. Okay, this one's for you. This next one's really good. It's right in your lane.
Okay. So second question comes from Katie. She says, what are your favorite fall trends right now? Also, what do you think is going out of style that we should all ditch immediately?
Okay. Well, I think that I love this look of the oversized shirt with a legging and a nice boot. I just think it's so chic. And what's her name? That beautiful girl did all that Valentino stuff.
Zendaya?
Yeah.
Oh, she's the
Some
best.
of those outfits she wore with the oversized shirts, and I just love that look. I think it's very chic and old world and just beautiful daytime look. I also think patterns are in. I think we're in. The patterns are back. Patterns and tweeds and all that kind of look is back. You know what I think is out? Hold on for it.
I'm scared.
It's probably everything I wear.
Yep.
The Louboutin heel. I think we're done.
I think so too.
I think the Mary Kay, Louboutin, I'm sorry, because I have 42 pairs.
Yeah.
42. But I look at them and they're almost like my pre-COVID life. I'm like,
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm really into that new, Manolo Blahnik mule with the little heel, the mule, the nice lower, like I bought a beautiful Manolo Blahnik tight, stretchy boot that only has about this. I think the super high heel that I loved for years. I'm not seeing that a lot anymore.
Oh.
It's because we want to be comfortable. We just spent 2 years in cozy things. And also the difference in my night when my feet are comfortable versus not. I could look amazing, but if my feet
a little bit
hurt,
of a mentality. I'm like, when I'm wearing that big, I tried my on, I'm like, who do I think I am in this? I'm not a hooker and I'm going to dinner at La Galoo. What are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That super high dress is it's a much more casual chic thing going on. I love this I'm doing a lot of either super printy or very monochromatic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It's funny. The Louboutin heel feels to me like a trip to Miami. When I go to Miami and I look around, I'm like, what the are you bitches wearing? What is your life? Where are you going in this outfit? But now it feels like unless I'm wearing something that's kind of more casual, who do I think I am? Where am I going?
I am. I just don't feel and I'm telling you, it goes back to the thing I said. You got to wear the clothes. You got to wear the shoes. Shoes can't wear you. I put on my patent leather Louboutins the other night and I'm like, I look ridiculous. So
you're going to sell them? What size are you?
I know. I'm like, so
I have to sell them because first of all, my arch dropped during COVID, so my foot's bigger because that muscle loosened up in our foot. And
we're heels.
It's a phenomenon. It's true. It's not sort of an urban legend. There's a muscle here that holds up your arch because we all we're wearing barefoot or flat foot. Everybody's arch has dropped a little bit, so you've gained length on your foot.
Wow. My mind is blown.
Damn it, she's smart.
Wow.
she's also a doctor, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Our last question, and this is just a really interesting story. Comes from Alice. She says, I had been anticipating getting engaged for several months after my boyfriend and I had looked at rings together. He's always been very sweet and romantic, so I was excited to see what he'd come up with. Ultimately, he chose to do it on the couch at home right after we got in an argument, and I was in a terrible mood. It's been months now, and I feel sad when people see the ring and asked how he proposed. How do you think I can move past this?
Ask for a redo. That's terrible.
Horrible. Who would do that?
Terrible. Because it's almost like he did it to get out of the argument.
Or was the argument?
If someone did that, I'd say, no, I'm not going to take a ring now. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to take a ring, and I'm certainly not going to sleep with you for at least a week now. So get away from me.
You can stay on the couch and sleep there.
Yes. I think she deserves a redo, a full redo. And I think she should remove the ring, put it at dinner when I say, listen, I love you very much. Super want to marry you. Don't like how this went down. I feel like it was less of an engagement and more of you trying to slip out of an argument. So I'm going to hand this baby back to you. I'm going to give you a couple ways to come up with a fabulous something. So I have a beautiful story to tell. I'll meet you, November 2nd at the Regent's Hotel. Let's redo this.
Amen.
And if maybe that argument was you bitching about him not proposing, maybe you should also take responsibility and say, I could understand why you might have chosen to do this, but let's both apologize and let's do a redo.
Oh, that's so nice. Now I would say any of that, but you're
like, your fault. Do it again.
No,
Dorinda and LadyGang fans, Make It Nice is available now wherever you get your books. And it's the best season of the entire freaking year to follow Dorinda on Instagram because we're getting all of the Festivus for the rest of us. You can follow her at Dorinda Medley. We do not have an air date for the secret project that we're not supposed to know about that is Housewives All-Stars. And we just love you so much. Thank you so much for making time to come and hang out with us. We will
see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social at Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.